I've been converting this box truck for the past 6 months, and there's been one spot that has plagued me over and over again, day in, day out. Today, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to create some drawers. So I'm definitely starting way later than I wanted to, but doesn't mean that I'm not going to do anything. In fact, I'm going to do a lot. So I'm going to make myself a PBJ very quickly, and then I am going to crack on with making these drawers. So my plan is for these drawers is not to start with the drawers. The first thing I'm going to start with is cutting the power cabinet door down to size. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Then we're going to deal with this. These bad boys. This is what my drawer boxes are going to be made out of. So I'm going to create a little simple box and add the drawer sliders. I'm going to make it my bottom box on my desk drawer. Can you tell I'm tired? My words just don't come out right. I'm going to make the bottom drawer, take my time with it. Then once I've made that test one, then I can make the rest, the other 3, I think it's going to be. 1 small, 2 medium, and then 1 big, based on that. So then once I've got that done, then I can make the fronts. Maybe not today, but we're going to focus on getting it right first. And then from that, then I can take you over here. Then from that, this is my kitchen. I can then figure out how to make the kitchen drawers here. So that is my idea. But today, right now, we're going to focus on getting me food, then getting a drawer measured and in and installed, and then the rest will follow that. I got some help from AI, so if it doesn't go right, then I'm gonna blame that. I have all my boards marked up. I'm gonna have 3-inch drawers, 5.5-inch drawers, and then 8-inch drawers. So I have all my cuts for that, for the sides, all my cuts for the front, and then 2 more cuts for the front down at the bottom on that one, and all of the bottoms, which they should all be the same size, on this one. So in theory, all I have to do is cut this now, and I can put them all together. But of course, it's not going to be that simple. But as long as I can get all these cuts out of the way, then I'll figure out a way to make it work. I'll also be trimming this door for the power cabinet. You can see it's like pretty much a quarter inch there. This is a 1/4-ish inch here, just to get that straight. So let's get outside and cut some wood. Dinner has been eaten. I'm going to make myself come to eat. This is mainly going to be a time lapse, I think, because I'm going to chill. I'm going to put on some YouTube, and I'm just going to take my time to make these little boxes. So I'm just going to switch my mind off, so I don't have to think about being entertaining, which is really difficult for me. That's all. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to pass over to Voiceover Chris right now. Okay, thanks, past Chris. I guess I'll be doing this voiceover then. So, as you can see here, I am making the power cabinet door. I'm basically putting it on. It's not that interesting, to be honest, but it's finally going to be completing it's just one of those projects that has just been staring me in the face for about 10,000 years, and I finally get it done. And it covers up my inverter. I need to leave the door open still to let the airflow in, but I will be cutting a little hole in this for some ventilation. So that is what's happening here. And then what's happening here is I am making all of the little drawer boxes, well, as many as I can. And this took me way longer than I thought it was going to, and they were kind of wonky, and I should have just got a better plywood. I think that's the reason why they took so long, is just because the wood was warped and was kind of terrible. But I did my best, and because it took so long, I actually forgot to record a little outro to this task. So I just went straight to bed afterwards. So it is the next morning. I got through three boxes I made, but I ran out of screws and L brackets. But they look okay. They're not terrible. But as you can see, the screws are sticking out. Yeah. But the power doors seem pretty good. I still need to trim this because it doesn't quite shut properly, but with a bit of finagling you can get the doors to close. And this is it's a little bit far back, the top hinge, so I need to move that forward by like 1/8 of an inch or something. But yeah, pretty good. It's starting to look covered up and not terrible, like a terrible mess. So, pretty good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go get myself coffee and breakfast from the grocery store. Then I'm going to head to the hardware store and get screws and L brackets. Then, today I want to get these drawers finished, even without the fronts on them. Then, for the truck stuff, that will be a successful day. That's my plan. It's my plan for the day. Okay, so here's how the drawers are going to stack, kind of like that. That. And that one. So there's the 8-inch, there's 2 5.5-inch, then there's 1 3-inch. I did them this way so that I could have space in between and a bit of wiggle room in case I screw up, which I probably will. But this way, at least, the drawers will come out to approximately this much. And then I will also have the faces put on there as well, which will cover up the whole entire thing. As long as they fit on the slides, which is the most important thing, then that's all that really matters. I've realized that I did not buy 1/2-inch plywood. I bought plywood that is thinner than 1/2-inch. So the tracks are bending in slightly. That is interesting. The drawer was kind of wonky. It doesn't quite fit. So my solution is that I'm going to create some little shims from, these are paint sticks. They're just for stirring paint, but they're basically like little popsicle sticks. So I can just stack these in the amount that I need, like underneath here, in order to build it out a little bit. And hopefully that should fix all the issues. And if I can get it right on this top one, then it's going to be way easier for the others. Good job I've got 30 of these. It's janky, it's very janky, but it comes out, it closes. It's scraping a little bit here, but it works. And as long as it works, that is literally all that matters. I'm happy with that. I can put my stuff in there, close, out of sight. Yes, please. You know, put my wallet in there and my keys, headphones. Time to make the other drawers.
2 hours later.
So, I have done the drawers. I know they look like a real mess right now. The wood I cut, like, it was just really uneven wood, plus the fact that it's like, it was just cheap plywood anyway, which meant that it was all kind of warped and stuff, so those two things together, just, they're functional. But the sides are all at least parallel, so that all the faces will be able to fit on. There's going to be a bit more tweaking going on, but the drawers themselves work pretty well. I think once I trim the little tops on them to get that level, trim the bottom, I think they'll work fine. But yeah, they definitely have an element of jank to them. But that's the reason why I built them the way that I did, so that I can just put the faces on and the jank is covered up. I think for the kitchen drawers, I think I'm going to get higher quality plywood for the kitchen drawers. So I'll get higher quality plywood. But yeah, I have functioning drawers. That is an achievement. Like someone mentioned, I have poor quality woodworking skills, that is for sure. But that's what happens when you have no woodworking skills and you have to learn them, is that you start off terrible. So for a beginner, pretty good. For anyone else, absolutely terrible. But my question is, does it hold shit? The answer is yes, and that is, to me, all that matters. When will I do the faces? Tomorrow I've got a bunch of work, so Saturday I'm going to come back to this and make this look prettier. Functional but not pretty. Yet. And that's it from me. For today, I'm clocking out.